So here we go. A right triangle. The sides that I have labeled as A and B are what we call legs. And the side that we have labeled as C is what we call the hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse is the one that is always across from the right angle. Okay. Now, it was really refreshing to hear you guys get excited about the Pythagorean theorem before we even talked about the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, you knew you had heard it before. Okay, the Pythagorean theorem can only be used when we are missing a length of a right triangle. If it's not a right triangle, the Pythagorean theorem does us no good. Okay, and our formula is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And c stands for which side? The hypotenuse. Now, I am not going to measure all of these in starbursts. That would take us too long. Okay.
That's a great idea.
So we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. Okay. Does that excite you?
That makes me just. Wait, is that different than the It looks like these kinds.
You'll learn it next year. Okay, so here we go. We are going to look at number one. Okay, Colin, in number one, which side is the hypotenuse? All right, so if we are going to do the Pythagorean theorem, our hypotenuse is x. So we're going to have 5 squared plus 12 squared equals x squared. What's really nice about these calculators that I'm allowing you to check out during class is that you can see what you're typing in. You can literally type in 5, here's your squared button, plus 12, here's your squared button, and then hit equals. So right here, 5 squared plus 12 squared equals. What is it, Preston?
169.
169. Okay. Now, Nirvan, if I have x squared equals a number, how the heck do I get just x?
Wow.
What undoes a square?
Circle.
A root.
That's funny, but a square root. We're going to take the square root of both sides to get x equals whatever the heck the square root of 169 is. The square root is the same button, but you have to press the second. And then, do you see this little square root guy right here? So second, and then this button.
Wait, what did you say?
Wait, this button is literally second. Press this button, and then press this button, and you should get the square root. Did you push in 169? Okay, you have to punch in second, square root, then 169.
For 13.
You get 13. Okay, you need to do this second, this button right here.
That's why.
No, you didn't.
So, for the answer, should we write it as x equals 13 or like?
We should write x equals 13. Just that. Nope, because it's a side. Okay. All right, so let's talk about number 2. Let's talk about number 2. Andrew. Oh, why'd you take it off? Take it off. It's on the table. It should be right there. So the stickers are not staying. This is what you're telling me. Okay, Andrew, which one's the hypotenuse? X is the hypotenuse. So Sophia, if X is our hypotenuse, how would we set up the Pythagorean theorem in this case?
Like we did before.
So which numbers go where? Like what squared plus boom, boom. No, that's fine. She didn't understand what I was asking. It's totally fine. Okay, so this is how she wants to set it up. So in your calculators, please figure out 18 squared plus 15 squared equals. $549. Okay. Now, if x squared equals 149, we are going to have to square root both sides. I don't think you're going to get a nice number, are you?
It's a naughty.
Okay, it's a decimal. Let's round it just one decimal place. So when you take the square root of 549, you get 23.4307, blah, 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 blah. So we're just going to write 23.4. Yay. You did? You need to do the square root first. You have to do the square root of 549. Oops, 549. Okay, try number 3 without me. See if you and your neighbor can get the same answer.
Did you get 32.2? Yes. Okay.
So good at this, guys.
It's so much easier with square ones.
There you go.
Square. Whoa. 1, 3, 7.
Girl, she
Oh,
teaches
boy.
8th grade.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys get that? Oh my gosh, you guys are way ahead of me. Y'all.
I got 32 and it'll give me a number. Miss Kello.
Guys, number 4 is really nice. Yeah, it is.
Dude, I love it.
Oh, we have to do 4 too.
No, I'm just a minute ahead. Me too. Getting used to practice.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wait. A child is 37.
Hi, Miss Kayla.
Oh, Miss Kayla, we should show you our, we did some Starbucks today. Oh, yeah.
Is your class that cool, Miss Kayla?
No, we are not that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, this is algebra, yeah, we are not.
Oh.
We're not there right now, so yeah.
Oh.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, what about?
All right. Do you and your partner agree on an answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avery, what did you write to start off this problem? Okay. Nope. As long as the hypotenuse is by itself. Okay. So Seth, what is 29 squared plus 14 squared? Like that. So then when you take the square root of 1037, 32.2. Yeah. Do we agree with 32.2?
Yeah.
Okay, now every example we've done so far, the hypotenuse has been the missing link. Let's go to number 5. How do I what? Okay. In number 5, which measure is the hypotenuse? 10 is the hypotenuse because it is across from the right angle. So when we set this up, we're going to have x squared plus 8 squared equals 10 squared. What? There's no negatives. Oh. Sorry. Okay, so what's 8 squared? And 10 squared is 100. So what we will have to do here is we're going to have to take this guy and subtract it over to the other side. So x squared actually equals 36. You're confused? You're so smart. Got it. Definitely not confused. Okay. I need a calculator for this one. What's the square root of 36? 6. All right, you try number 6. I'm pretty sure you get a nice answer. No,
It's not nice.
no, it's not.
No, you.
Got it? Okay. I love hearing people compare answers. Okay, so for number 6, Amelia, what did you write to set up your problem? Excellent. Okay. What's 23 squared?
49.
And 25 squared is 625, right? Okay. So when I subtract 529 over, we get x squared equals 96. Oh, that's no bueno because 96 is not a perfect square. What is the square root of 96 approximates to? I like that she went to 9.8. You end up getting 9.77. So if we're rounding to 1 decimal place, we need to round that up to 0.8. Okay. The last thing you need to be able to do is verify if we have a right triangle or not. So please go to the next one. And I want to come down here to 15 and 16. Okay. The Pythagorean theorem only works if we have a right triangle. So if I have 3 measurements and the Pythagorean theorem works, then we have a right triangle. If I have 3 measurements of a triangle and they don't work, we don't have a right triangle. So if these are my measurements, how do I know which one? Raise your hand. How do I know which one to make the hypotenuse? Sophia. It's the biggest one. The hypotenuse is always going to be the biggest measurement. So in this case, which one's the biggest? 20. So let's write 10 squared plus 15 squared equals 20 squared. Okay, well, help me out. What is 10 squared plus 15 squared No. 325. But what's 20 squared? Is 325 equal to 400? Oh no, we do not have a right triangle. This is either acute or obtuse. We do not know, but it is not right. It is wrong. I said wrong, you said left. We're on the same page here, Sophia. All right, let's talk about 16. Nirvana number 16, which one is going to be our hypotenuse? Bless you. Nirvana. Okay, what do we need to look for? The smallest, the medium, or the biggest? For our hypotenuse. The biggest. So 25 is our biggest, so this is going to be our hypotenuse. Okay, so 7 squared plus 24 squared, does that equal 25 squared? In your calculator, well, I know 25 squared is 625. We just talked about that number. But if you put in your calculator 7 squared plus 24 squared, so yes, we have a right triangle.